Recruiting class, he says, is going to change everything this year. Meantime, Portland State comes in. They actually were a postseason team last year. They were 17-15, and they bring back almost everybody.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to keep an eye on Braxton Tucker, new guy in the lineup, citable basketball player.
They all have a bright future.
Those four freshmen combined for 42 points in the exhibition win over Cal State LA. Here's the lineup for USC, a team that went 11-21 last year.
You know, I really want to keep an eye on Caton Reinhardt here. I mean, kind of a gunner, and I like that. Man of my own blood, right?
But 46, they actually dropped the basketball in 1981, had to reinstate it in 96, and they've had some pretty big names come out of there. How about Fly Williams? Freeman Williams was a great basketball player. Look him up on YouTube. Back in 1978, the last time these two teams met at the sports arena, Freeman Williams had an off night, 49 points. He took 53 shots. SC won the game. Cliff Robinson had 35 for SC.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Freeman Williams is a legend.
That's a lot of shots.
Collins Bickerman comes in during the timeout for Portland State and finger rolls. So Portland State now has hit 6 shots in a row. They're shooting 70%. Meantime, SC started off 5 for 5, but only 1 for their last 5 shots.
Good ball movement, though. And SC really trying to cover the perimeter because they've gotten beat with threes, but good ball movement.
Jovanovic is fouled maybe twice on that play. For SC, there is a change on the court as well. Elijah Stewart, another freshman, is in number 30.
What a young team. I mean, look, I think in college basketball today, with as much as these kids are playing at a high level in AAU, throw experience out the window. I mean, look, Kentucky can do it. Anybody can do it. These are talented kids.
That's a great point.
They played high-level basketball since they were 12 years old. They're ready for this.
Yeah, because often you hear, well, Kentucky's got those 5 one-and-done kids, but they're going to win it because they're loaded. And then other schools say, well, we're young, we have all freshmen.
Yeah. Glass half full, half empty, make your mind up.
Why are the freshmen better at Kentucky than they are at other places? Well, might get into recruiting, but yeah, you're right. Guys play year-round. Kids grow up now, they get in the weight room, they're more developed when they get on campus. They're ready to play.
Freshmen I played with in college were a $185 and 6'10". I mean, these are grown men at 18. And they've been playing high level. A lot of these kids even grow up playing against other NBA guys. So they know what it takes. They're ready for this.
Yeah, summer leagues. You get knocked around. Gary Winston, the runner, wouldn't go. Shot clock was starting to dwindle. Portland State had nothing going in that sequence. McLaughlin, the lob. Just a little too tall, but a good idea and pretty. Darian Clark had it go off his fingertips.
Hey, look, if that's not Andy Enfield basketball, then I don't know what is.
That's Dunk City.
Yeah,
right? I mean, the Gulf Coast,
5
2013.
seconds. Yeah,
Remember
5
that
seconds,
team?
man.
26 wins that team.
And fun.
Caught the attention of the country. Remember, they were a 15 seed, made it to the Sweet 16, the first ever to do that. They beat a 2 seed Georgetown, a 7 seed San Diego State, and then Pat Hayden, the athletic director at SC, surprised everybody and got Andy Enfield to come to the West Coast.
I mean, they were like reality stars. You know what I mean? A little 5 seconds of fame. But I'll tell you what, that was the team you wanted to watch in the NCAA tournament.
And nobody had ever heard of that school until then.
It was one of those, wait, where is it?
Yeah. Deshaun Wiggins scores with the left. Portland State is on a 12-4 run. So now it's gotten real for SC. Remember, this is opening night. There's the backdoor lob to Elijah Stewart.
I mean, look, it's there. You see it from USC. They've got it. It's a matter of shoring things up defensively. That's the problem right now. A young team is struggling to defend. As you see him just attack the basket too easily.
Stewart's 6'5", so a lot of these guys are going to be playing guard, but they're well over 6 feet, and they can leap. You saw how high he was above the rim.
Look, I mean, it's going to come down to defense, and the tough thing with young players is they forget to communicate. Communication is everything on defense, and if anything, right now, first half, you're playing defense in front of your own basket. Your bench should be helping you communicate defensively. Because in the second half, you're too far away. You don't have that help.
You're going to play this fast, you're going to have to play deep. SC has already had 9 guys check into the game. It's 8 minutes old.
You also see that early in the season when you're trying to find out who's going to give you the quality minutes.
Shot dances off the tin. Back comes Portland State. I told you, the veteran team that won 17 games, and they made it to the postseason last year, not the NCAA tournament, but the collegeinsider.com tourney. It was important for Portland State. They needed to improve that team and get that postseason bid, and they did both. 9 games better in the win column last year were the Vikings.
This is a very well-coached team. A lot of poise on the court and in a tough environment.
Wiggins tries that crossover, and there's a foul. Malik Marquetti, one of SC's 4 freshmen that we talked about at the top. Well, they promised to be better, and they promised to be more exciting. When you have McLaughlin on the court.
Got 2 really good point guards, Arizona State and USC right now. Hopefully you see them for years to come in the Pac-12.
And I was at your old stomping grounds. I was at Pauley last night for UCLA's opener against Montana State, and Bryce Alford had a double-double with 18 points and 10 assists. And he was flashy last night between his legs, around the back, threw a cross-court shovel pass, and all 3 of them led to easy buckets.
And he's kind of a throwback in the sense that he's still crafty. And his father was very crafty as a basketball player. That's how he scored so much, got his team involved. Bryce Alford's got that too.
They got it down to the block to Braxton Tucker, but he has another one dance around on the rim. 27-23, Portland State. Going down hard. Gavrilovic, I think. Now it's Jovanovic. Postseason the first time in his tenure. USC last year 2-16 in conference. The top 4 scorers from last year's team are all gone. This is a brand new team for USC. It is a youth movement. No seniors, 11 freshmen and sophomores. They got to grow up in a hurry. Going quickly, Nikola Jovanovic, and he walks with it. First possession of the year, and SC turns it over.
You know, it's a turnover, but it's a good possession. I mean, he just traveled a little bit. It was actually a great job, pick and roll basketball. If he gathers himself, gets his feet, he's probably making a layup or going to the foul line.
Portland State won their exhibition against Linfield College of Oregon, 88-43. And early in that game, they went on a 24-2 run to put it away. It's an athletic team. And again, experience because they're bringing almost everybody back. Almost turn it over, scooped up by Gary Winston. He kicks it outside to Tim Douglas, and the Vikings are on top.
50-50 balls are huge in these types of games because in some way they're momentum centers. You get the momentum and going in your way, you take over.
Driving to the basket is Jordan McLaughlin. We talked about him at the top. You just heard Andy Enfield talk about this guy. He had a team-high 18 in that exhibition win. He can score it.
Look, we like to compare players. It's what we do. He is very much, as I said, like a Jahi Carson, but he's going to look to pass the ball a little bit more. I think he's going to have a lot of success in the Pac-12.
Here he comes into the front court. As he was falling down, he was able to give it up. Malik Martin, so they go freshman to freshman, and SC goes in front.
And not but 10 seconds off the shot clock. That's Andy Enfield basketball.
Love that. Yeah, we shouldn't even mention the shot clock once tonight when SC has the ball. Way off the mark is Bryce White from outside. And Andy Enfield standing right in front of us just stamped the floor and said, go. He wants this team to run. Julian Jacobs was a little lethargic coming out of the backcourt. JJ from one wing all the way across to McLaughlin. The lob inside. Malik Martin has 2 in a row, and it's 6-3.
You know, Andy Enfield talked about McLaughlin's vision. I mean, that's vision right there, attacking the basket, but keeping the head up to find the open player.
This kid's pretty good. I saw just some highlights from him online from when he was in high school, but I'm telling you, he has settled in quickly. He looks like he's been playing at this level for a year already. Spinning through the lane, there's your boy, TB Bomba.
What was that again? TB Bomba.
From?
Don't even start. Saucelle,
France.
Saucelle, France.
Yeah, just outside of Paris.
That was pretty good, actually. I mean, he actually came over, nice young man, came over to help us with his pronunciations.
And he was kind to us as well. Yeah, he almost had a double-double in that exhibition game against Linfield. Went for 10 and 9. He's got good feet.
Well, and he's going to have to play bigger than he is for them to have success tonight.
McLaughlin got it knocked away by Tim Douglas. Here's the breakaway. And White goes down on the foul. Bryce White gets the bucket and a foul on Julian Jacobs. Chance for a three-point play.
This is McLaughlin. This is what we're talking about. Guy with vision, but also has the ability to score. What's going to happen with that? He can finish at the basket. So defense comes his way. He makes the easy pass. It's a wide open layup. And once again, here is the vision. Throwing the lob, easy layup. And look, for a young point guard to come right in the first game and already make teammates better, that's a success.
Yeah, McLaughlin already has 2 points and 2 assists, and he's got the ball at the top. Jovanovic, who seems like a veteran out there because we saw so much of him last year, but he's still just a sophomore. Big high screen. Jacobs again to McLaughlin, goes off glass. Wow, how about the start for this guy?
But it's not a flashy, fast, up-tempo start. It's really patient, taking what the defense is giving you, but pushing in transition whenever they have it.
Winston gaps the defense, kicks to Douglas. Douglas from the wing. So Portland State has already hit a couple of threes. In meantime, for USC, all 8 of their points have been scored by freshmen.
Look, Jim, that's also an issue with a young team. Defense. Defense is always an issue with a young team.
There's your guy, Caton Reinhardt. He's a redshirt sophomore from Mater Dei High School down in Orange County. He had 13 in the exhibition win against Cal State LA, and he's in the book.
Love when you pick a guy out before the game and he hits his first shot.
Yeah, and he answers, makes you look good, doesn't it?
Yep.
3 guys at the top for Portland State. Bamba. Oh yeah, we saw him cutting through the lane. Now he steps out, so a little inside-outside game.
For a guy like that who's playing the 4-5 position, he's being covered by a 6'10", 6'11 guy who's being forced to play 20 feet from the basket.
Bamba with the rebound off the Jovanovic miss. Portland State already has 3 3-pointers in this game. Remember, one of the things that SC was challenged on last year was shooting the 3 ball. They were not good, only 29%. A couple of these freshmen, though, shot a lot of threes at the high school level, so they have the distance. Baseline shot, knocked down by Braxton Tucker. That's the JC transfer that we chatted about in the open.
Well, look, both teams doing a good job executing offensively, but defensively, someone's got to settle in. It's just been too easy for both teams on offense.
15-10, turnaround. Reinhardt won't go. Martin once and then twice. Pads the stats and scores anyway.
Well, that's where it's going to be, in the paint. Second chance opportunities with a team that just got too much size for Portland State.
Martin has 6 points and 4 rebounds early in this game. 3 for 4 from the field. Reinhardt wants to go now.
He wants to shoot it every time. I love it. That's why I would not make a good coach. I shouldn't say that.
Somebody might be looking.
Limiting career opportunities.
McLaughlin gives a thumbs up and asks for that high screen. Jovanovic comes out, there's the hedge. Went around it, kicked to the open man in the corner. I see sharing the basketball. Malik Martin missed, just his second miss. Portland State starts. So, I deny those guys the ball rather than try to D up on them once they have it.
I think you got to make it uncomfortable for Portland State. Right now, they're too comfortable here in the Galen Center. You have to make it uncomfortable. I'd pick up, extend that defense. SC is a much deeper team than Portland State. There's no way around it.
McLaughlin with the runner fade. He got bumped, squared up to the basket in the air. He's got 11 points.
Every good team needs to identify a go-to guy down the stretch. I think SC has theirs.
Made that shot right in front of the student section at SC, and that's one of the things Andy Enfield wants to do with his team, make them exciting and draw people back to the Galen Center. This is Los Angeles. If you're not putting a good product on the floor, they're not coming. Portland State has nothing going right now in this sequence. All over the place, and they finally turn it over. It's their first giveaway of the entire night, and it comes with 3:14 to go in the first half. Jordan McLaughlin, the freshman from Riverside, number 6 place all that offense. He said, my freshman can score.
Yeah, but here's the number you got to think about. How many wins was it last year?
11.
The production doesn't matter when you only win 11 games. You've got talent coming in, and you're creating a new culture, a culture of guys that are going to fly up and down the court and try to win basketball games.
Yeah, you're right on the head there. Last year, SC allowed 75 points a game. There's Deshaun Wiggins on the run. Crossover, lays it up with the left. Got his own board. Got swatted. It was a 1-on-5. Julian Jacobs drops the shoulder. They're going to play fast. They're going to turn the ball over. It's just a byproduct. We mentioned those teams at Florida Gulf Coast. Not only did they push it and score over 70 every night, but they played some up-tempo defense as well.
They sure did. I mean, they played transition basketball, and transition basketball is on both sides. Now, what you have to remember is They turned the ball over a lot, too, in the first year of Andy Enfield.
Jacobs in the corner. Now they'll set the offense. So they rush down, try to get a quick shot, then maybe see if there's a trailer. If nothing's there, then they get into the offense.
Yeah, but they're still moving fast. Look, nobody at USC wants me to pull this one out, but John Wooden said it. Be quick, but don't hurry. That's right. The type of basketball they're going to want to play. This is it. You've got to turn defensive stops into transition opportunities. That's what they need. And I'll tell you what, with a good point guard on the floor, they're going to get more of that. And they've got that. I'm telling you, McLaughlin is a top-notch point guard.
One facet of the game that remains the same, though, is the three-point shooting. I already told you last year, SC struggled 29%. Tonight, 0 for 3. Darian Clark got to do something with it. Got in trouble, threw it up. Jacobs, plenty of time on the shot clock, and finally, it ends up in the hands of Malik Martin.
You talk about the bad shooting percentage. It really comes down to not sharing the basketball well enough. Those are taking bad shots. Look, if you get good shots, you're going to shoot a better percentage. It's simple as that.
Malik Martin leads SC with 8 points. In fact, that's high for the game. Caden Reinhardt goes back to the scorers table for SC. It seems like every time I look up, one of the SC guys is firing from the bench to the scorers table.
Look, the teams that are successful share the basketball, especially when you have a lot of talent. This is, instead of taking that shot, making the extra pass, finding your big fella, and finishing an easy one at the basket. Look, Jacobs, he could have taken that shot, no doubt. He could have taken a fadeaway jump shot. I probably would have taken it, but he found the young freshman and got him an easy layup.
Malik Martin, the number 4 recruit from the state of Florida. You have to figure that Andy Enfield still has his scouts, his bird dogs down in Florida, letting him know where all the talent is.
Bird dog, that's a great term for scouts.
9 minutes to play in the first half. Opening night at the Galen Center. Jim Watson, John Crispin courtside on the Pac-12 networks. And SC has climbed back to a one-possession game. In the lane, Collins Pickerman is knocked down. That's the 6th team foul now on SC.
And look, these are position fouls. Yeah, they're just out of position. That's what happens with a young team. You tend to chase the ball, not communicate on ball screens. Look, USC is going to want to switch guard-to-guard screens, and they've got to communicate ahead of time. Otherwise, it's leading to slip opportunities, and that's why they're fouling.
Gary Winston back to the top. Bamba. Yeah, they're going to love him. Portland State at the Stott Center. This guy can play. I mean, we saw him go inside with strength. Now we've seen him step out and hit 2 threes. I mean, he's 6'6".
Well, with Tucker and Bamba, they're 2 guys that are really guards playing in the post, which means they're going to be a mismatch for the big guys out on the perimeter.
Darian Clark inside. They want to count that basket. 3 Vikings ended up on their backsides in the lane.
Bamba getting it done from the perimeter once again. Defense sags. The big guys want to help inside. They kick out. It's a wide open shot. And here you like, again, interior passing. Maybe about 5 miles up the road, that counts. But not here at the Galen Center.
It's only about a mile to Staples Center from here. Yeah,
I've been gone since April. I used to live here, and I'm, walk it. This is LA.
I understand. I'm just saying.
Out your mind, man. Yeah. Nobody walks here.
You know, they have that app on Google Maps. Who's walking in LA?
Gosh, you're either driving or Ubering it.
Portland State is 4 for 6 from outside the arc, including Bamba, who's hit both of his shots. In fact, Bamba is perfect. 3 for 3 and 2 for 2. Nice roll there.
Look at the pass.
Ivanovic on the money end.
I'm going to ask our guys to pull that replay up just because I want to see it again. I mean, that is textbook basketball, and it's also textbook Andy Enfield basketball.
Yeah, it's all in the run of play. It doesn't seem forced. It's organic. Winston the fall away. Julian Jacobs hung in the air just for an extra split second and pulls it down. There goes McLaughlin. Draws the whistle. He'll go to the line. Jordan McLaughlin from Etiwanda High School out in Riverside, about a 30-minute drive from the Galen Center, assuming no one else is driving at that time.
And hey, this is a set play. Ball screen leads to a backdoor lob. When your young team can execute that well offensively, you've got to have a little bit of smile on your face if you're Andy Enfield. Now defensively, haven't been getting it done. But you've got to be happy with what they're doing offensively. Last couple possessions, pushing the ball up the court. Even this play right here that led to the foul shots. It was a rebound, push, throw ahead to the open man, attacking the basket.
Jordan McLaughlin, I mentioned moments ago that he went to Etiwanda High School, and he was a pretty good player at the prep level, 17 with 8 assists a game. And they were talented, so he didn't need to score 30. They made it to the CIF quarters, and he suffered a torn labrum, but stayed in the game. They eventually lost to Mater Dei in double overtime.
Pretty good team, that Mater Dei team, too.
Always a top 10
Got
team
about
nationally.
40 guys on the roster.
Gary Knight, who shows up here all the time at the Galen Center watching games, head coach down at Mater Dei for many years. And Caton Reinhardt, also a product of that Mater Dei program, now on the SC roster. SC's got it down to 2 points. The no-look pass inside, shot dances off. Braxton Tucker missed it. And SC can go in front here with a 3. Crowd getting excited. There it is. Reinhardt wanted to pull the trigger. McLaughlin will for the lead. Come on now. How good is this kid?
Yeah, I mean, he is a star in the making. We said it, in our intro. Hey, he's very good. He's going to get his team involved. A little Jahi Carson comparison, but with a little more pass first in his game. He can flat out score, and he can draw defense and find his teammates.
That three-pointer by Portland State ends a 7-0 USC run, but getting back to McLaughlin, he hasn't missed a shot. He made both of his free throws. He has 4 assists, and the men of Troy down 7 with 30 seconds to play in the half, and Portland State has the ball. If he looks at the stat sheet, A.D. Enfield, he should be pretty happy with everything except three-point shooting. SC 17% from outside the arc, 52% from the field.
It's not bad. I mean, if you're not going to get open threes, you shouldn't take threes.
Winston steps back, misses. A rebound, Darian Clark. Under 10 seconds, here comes McLaughlin. That's plenty of time. Kick into the corner. Marchetti in and out. And that should end the first half. Pulled down by Bamba, who had a great first half. In fact, you could call him perfect. 5 for 5 from the field, including 2 for 2 from 3, 12 points to lead.
For the rest of his teammates.
USC freshmen tonight have scored 19 of their 23 points, and McLaughlin has 9 of them. Meantime, Portland State continues to lead. Portland State is 5 for 7 from 3, and they still don't have a turnover in this game. I mean, that's great opening night. They're going to play 15 minutes without a turnover to start it.
And
there's another
shots.
3, Douglas. So now they're 6 for 8 from 3.
Oh, it's tough. I mean, USC is just struggling to kind of understand what they need to do defensively. Some of the players are chasing around a little bit. They just got to work on their communication. It's going to get easier. It will get easier. You've got a young team, a lot of guys who haven't played together. And as I mentioned before, you kind of throw out the experience with young guys because they're ready to play. But there's certain team aspects that just take time. And defense happens to be one of them.
Tyler Geving, head coach, Portland State, has to like what he sees so far. Elijah Stewart misses the jumper on the inbounds. SC's going big at the scorer's table. Bringing in Reinhardt and Martin. 6'6" and 6'11". Portland State is shooting 73% from 3.
Look, it's 30-23. It's not like this game has gotten out of control considering how well they're shooting the basketball. And partially because Portland State's doing a good job working the ball. They're not shooting the ball with 5 seconds off the shot clock. They're working it down. They're getting the good shot. Using a lot of ball screens, pick and rolls. And as the player rolls, it's opening up three-point opportunities with the defense following the rolling man.
At the line for Portland State is Gary Winston from Walla Walla, Washington. The city's so nice, they named it twice. And this guy was a good three-point shooter last year, well above 40%, in fact, about 43%. Had the number 3 all-time season from outside the arc for Portland State. But ironically, he doesn't have a 3 yet.
One of the only ones.
It's the second free throw, and McLaughlin has done everything else, has a rebound. Quickly ahead to Caton Reinhardt. Ivanovic bangs bodies, draws 2, and dishes. McLaughlin behind his back. Got his pocket picked. A little too cute. Gary Winston. Everybody down hard, but everybody gets up quickly.
Did you see how high Elijah Stewart got up on that? I mean, look at the athleticism. I mean, just, look, it's a sloppy play. Pick of the pocket, but Elijah Stewart flew up in the air to contest that. I love it. Nothing easy here at the Galen Center.
It's a 10-0 run right now for Portland State.
In that last defensive play, Portland State did a good job waiting for Jovanovic to put the ball on the floor to bring the double. Look, they understand they're undersized. They've got a 6'6", 6'7" guy covering a 6'11" beast down low. As he puts the ball on the deck, they send a double. That's just good. It's good coaching.
It's not a typo that 0 turnovers for Portland State. 0. And we have 4.5 minutes to play in the first half on opening night. You expect turnovers opening night.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see SC extend the defense a little bit more, pick up the pressure a little bit, because ultimately you can't play without forcing turnovers. And the turnovers are what leads to easy baskets. It's why you're sitting on 23 points and not 40 at this point.
I would guess that Andy Enfield's okay with 6 turnovers with their style of play for SC.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine with that. Look, these are young guys. They're going to figure it out.
Douglas has been hot from outside, misses, and a foul inside, a push-off. Maybe get Malik Martin here for a push. Coming up at halftime, it's the State Farm Halftime Report. Pac-12 football week 12. Great soccer game in NCAA playoffs. SC and Kadani McAlpine, the new head coach, against Pepperdine up in Malibu. You got to see the highlights of that one. And first half highlights and stats from our game here at the Galen Center opening night. Ashley Adamson on the desk, a woman who makes us all want to be better men.
I don't even know what that means.
One of the few times tonight that Andy Enfield will sit down.
Last foul, that's a position foul. We talked about the defense being out of position, kind of in chase mode as we've seen it. That's what's led to open looks. But being out of position defensively on defensive rebounds, that's what leads to those pushing fouls.
Here's a breakaway. This will be an easy deuce. Bamba. Timeout, USC. Well, they just started getting a little sloppy with it. Out of sync, turning the ball over, and nobody back for it.
This early, we haven't even gotten to conference play. SC is a very young team. I give them 5 games, and you're going to be very surprised how this team comes together in just 5 games.
Not going to have to wait long. They play Tennessee Tech on Monday. Going to find out if McLaughlin can do this a couple of nights in a row, because that's the key in college basketball. The putback by Darian Clark. That ball rattled in and out. And he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
We talked in our open, we talked about the optimism. I sound like a coach right now. I'm so optimistic.
It's all roses and rainbows on opening night, isn't it? Nobody's lost.
No, everything's going to go fine. Hey, don't worry about it. We're going to be good. But the truth is, it's a young team.
It's a tough conference.
It's a tough conference, but this is a young team. Relax on this 35-26 right now.
Did Darian Clark just bank that free throw? Did I see that?
Hey, use what you got.
It counts, right?
You got glass, use it. Man.
SC keeps the possession and trying to make a 4-point run out of it. Shot missed outside. Malik Marquetti, who has 3 personal fouls in the first half.
That was one of those, such a bad miss that it's actually an easy opportunity to get an offensive rebound. It's been a great opportunity to capitalize.
Remember, SC started this game hitting their first 5 shots. There's another turnover for Portland State. Since SC went 5 for 5 out of the gate, they've been 6 for 18.
And you've got to credit Portland State. Doing a good job, taking away some of those easy opportunities to score. But also, as a young team, you try to settle in and run an offense instead of sticking to what you do best, which is run.
Marquetti at the top, and he needs to move that ball quicker when he gets it. Can't hold it, can't dribble it. Got to swing it side to side, make that defense work. 2:13 to play in the half. Looks like Bamba got hit in the mouth.
You know, SC has the size advantage, and they want to get the ball inside. But with a duck-in, you have to move the ball from side to side. You can't keep the ball and let it freeze up top.
Darian Clark's coming out. Ivanovic is back in for SC. Trojans are shooting 48% from the field, so it's not a terrible performance. They're just not matching threes for threes. There's the putback. Gavrilovic for SC, his first points. And now here comes full court pressure. 2-minute warning, first half. Bamba breaks it easily. Bamba giving it up late. And Braxton Tucker is knocked to the deck.
We just talked about it. If you want to take advantage of your size, you've got to be able to move the basketball. Right now, you're looking at a duck-in right here. Either take the dribble down and give him the ball or move it from side to side. Right now, if we freeze it, the ball's just getting stuck. You've got to move the ball and get the thing inside and roll it. Not taking advantage of those opportunities to use your size.
Tucker makes the free throw. 1:56 to play. Again, SC goes to the bench. Malik Martin is back in. Ivanovic takes a seat. It'll be interesting to see on opening night how SC's fitness is, because this is up-tempo. You're going to run all night.
Come on now. How old are they?
Yeah, these guys, if you have the word teen in your age, yeah, then you should be all right.
Talking about fitness.
I've been doing too much soccer.
Yeah. Took 3 jumpers and was sweating.
That's a grab. You got to get Deshaun Wiggins. He's from the Bronx, but almost everybody else on this team is from the West Coast. Washington, California, of course, they have a lot of guys from Oregon, and then they have Bamba from France and Wiggins from the Bronx.
Talk about expanding your reach for Portland State.
They have another guy on the roster, Sebastian Suarez. We haven't seen him yet. He's from Chile. Tyler Geving, the Portland State head coach, applauding that effort. He knew that was their ball right away.
And you said it, it's effort. Portland State doing a good job really being the aggressor tonight. For SC, that's what you've got to be. I think you got to play with a little more confidence, a little more swagger, force the issue offensively and defensively.
Gary Winston, the jab step, pull down McLaughlin. McLaughlin now with a couple of rebounds to go with his 4 assists and his 11 points.
That's where they're at their best.
You know, he's the perfect guy for this system, and obviously Andy Enfield knew that when he brought him in, but he gets the rebound, McLaughlin, and in 3 dribbles, he's deep into the front court.
3 dribbles,
he's
3 seconds.
Flying
up, and look, a defense that has to play on their heels and backpedal is a defense that usually fouls. McLaughlin's going to spend a lot of time at the foul line this year with that type of speed and the ability, as you said, to rebound. Look,
so far,
Earl Watson. Remember Earl Watson, right?
Of course.
UCLA, he was great. Sure. He was one of the best rebounding point guards, which always led to a fast break.
That's your quota of UCLA references tonight.
Yeah, forgot where we're at.
And there's McLaughlin with the rebound and scores. Baseline. So he makes up for it. Don't forget, at intermission, State Farm halftime report. Ashley Adamson on the desk. Pac-12 football week 12. SC beat California earlier this week. It's getting serious now in football. And of course, we'll have those soccer highlights from the NCAA tournament. SC and Pepperdine. And every time SC scores, Portland State seems to have the answer, don't they?
Well, Mark Jackson always says it, hand down, man down, and that's what it is. If you're not going to get a hand up, they are going to make open shots.
Darian Clark scores. Ended up on his face, didn't get the whistle, but does get the bucket. 8-point game, 40 seconds to play.
This is going to come down to USC talking about defense at the half. Got to be able to keep this team from scoring 40 points in one half. That is just too easy for Portland State.
Again, SC's defense last year allowed 75 points a game. Going to get a couple of looks at SC this week. Monday, in about 4 minutes.
I started off at halftime wishing that we were seeing dogs catching Frisbees and was blown away by that guy.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I was going to say, I wonder if he can draw a picture of me shooting a jumper, making a breakaway layup or something.
39-32 as we start the second half. Portland State made 6 3-pointers in the first half. SC made 1, so there's a 15-point difference right there. Also, Portland State was better on points off turnovers, 12-3. Remember, Portland State went 16 minutes before they committed their first turnover of the year.
First defensive possession coming out of the half. You know Andy Enfield's talking about it, saying, guys, we can't give up 39 points to Portland State. Shoot. Can't give it up to Arizona. Can't give it up to anybody. Great energy on defense led to a turnover.
Yeah, you would expect a better effort at the defensive end, but SC turns it over. Caden Reinhardt has it ripped away by Gary Winston. Winston all the way to the basket and missed the layup. SC got bailed out. He gapped the defense and should have scored. Caden Reinhardt. That's a blocking foul on Portland State. And somebody lost a shoe. Malik Martin's shoe,
right there.
that shoe went flying through I thought a bird was in the room. that shoe was 12 feet in the air and ended up behind the SC bench.
Remember the Manu Ginobili bat incident?
Sure.
That's kind of what I thought was about to happen. Shoe just comes flying through.
That's a big foot, too. That's like a 15, 16, isn't it?
A little bigger than my shoe.
Malik Martin is 6'11", freshman from Miami. Julian Jacobs through lane, missed. Malik Martin scores. He's in double figures with 10.
All his baskets really coming close to the basket, which is great. It means he's active on the offensive glass or they're sharing the basketball.
Spotting up, Bryce White, not close.
Yeah. What Caden Reinhardt did was something that they struggled with in the first half, which was just contesting at the level of the ball. Doesn't mean fly by and jump in the air, just contested at the level of the ball. Here you see cleaning up the junk. Just get active on the offensive glass. That's easy buckets. That's what gets you back in a game. Stop, easy basket.
2 guys for SC in double figures now, but that's an offensive foul. And they're going to get Malik Martin.
It's a good call. And in some way, it's always not going to be on the screener. I should say, it's not always going to be on the screener. He just didn't have time to get in position to set that second screen. So for Caden Reinhardt, take your time. Let them get set, come off.
10 turnovers now for SC.
Yeah, this is early season for us too. You know, I'm working on my whole economy of words and actually making sense.
I got Jovanovic and Gavrilovic mixed up in the first half. That won't happen again this year. Shot thrown up and missed by Bamba. His first miss of the night.
You know, some turnovers you're okay with. That wasn't one of them. An aggressive turnover is a turnover where you're trying to throw a lob to the basket. You're trying to make an aggressive play for a score. That's just an outlet. Can't have those turnovers.
Bryce White, they still have 20 seconds on the shot clock, so no hurry. Tucker back to the top to Douglas, and now over to Winston. Winston tried to hit the cutter. Bamba on the baseline, knocked away by SC. Still lots of time on the shot clock, 12 seconds.
This is a tough thing for SC because they want to play fast offensively, get up and take, you know, if it's an early shot, it's a good shot, take it. But then defensively, you're going to have to work for 30, 35 seconds. It's really tough.
Up-tempo defense, there is such a thing. Winston misses from the baseline. Here's McLaughlin. And the crowd now starting to get excited every time this guy has the rock. And that's why.
That is why.
Like, I was here on the days of O.J. Mayo, and I'm not making a comparison among the 2 players here. But the crowd did the same thing when Mayo was here. When he got the ball, there was a little buzz. And right here, this crowd started to buzz because they knew something fun was coming.
He can do anything. It was a 3-on-2 fast break. Or I should say a 2-on-3 fast break. And he's still able to split defenders and get to the basket.
He's only 2 for 4 from the line now. He's missed his last 2 shots.
It starts with a rebound, too. He's in position defensively to get the rebound. And if your guard's rebounding the basketball, that's one less pass you have to make to get the ball up and down the court.
Makes the second, 14 points tonight, had 18 points in the exhibition win over Cal State LA. In fact, that night he hit 3 3-pointers. SC defense has been better in the second half. Portland State is 0 for 4 from the field. Bamba inside with their first bucket.
Bamba taking advantage of the fact that big guy has to come out 20 feet from the basket, and he's got the foot speed to make something happen.
Picked up by Bamba. Couldn't get the flush, couldn't get the layup. Reinhardt for SC. Players spread out all over the floor. Opportunity. Reinhardt with the left. Tried to force it to Jovanovic down low, and he's fouled. And look at Tyler Geving, head coach for Portland State. He knew he had a bucket at one end.
That's what we talk about. Bamba taking advantage of the fact that he's being covered by a four-man who just can't move their feet as well as some of these smaller players can.
Julian Jacobs brings SC back within 4. Just 3 minutes into the second half. SC's defense has been better on the perimeter. Obviously, Andy Enfield got a copy of the stats in the first half and saw the 6 for 10 from 3 for Portland State. Said, well, that's enough of that. Left alone, Braxton Tucker in and out. Jacobs by himself. Jacobs now 5 rebounds.
Defensively, you still have to be careful with that. You know, once you double, either you commit to the double or you help and get back. That was just an open shot.
Jovanovic, bunny hop, got him for the walk. The double came over. Jovanovic just jumped in the air about 6 inches and came back down.
Well, once again, they're waiting for him to put the ball on the deck to bring the double. They're not just going to send a double right away because he can pass well out of it and he can dribble out of it. But once he puts the ball down on the floor, look for the double, which means Jovanovic, he's got to see that. He's got to know the double's coming, anticipate it, find out who's bringing the double, whose man it is, and who's going to be open.
All right, so when a big gets the ball on the block and he wants to go middle, he's got to commit to that. It's all got to be one move. He's got to step, dribble, and go up.
Right away. And it's got to be short and concise, strong, take advantage of your size, and go right up with it. If not, be prepared to make that pass.
Bryce White for 3. That's their 7th three-pointer tonight.
And that's just going to be a contest. You've got to come off that screen knowing that you're covering a shooter. Got to get a hand up and contest.
A lot of guys in this league can shoot that 3. SC's got to be better. Forget shooting the 3. How about defending the 3? Darian Clark reverse layup for 2.
Set up with a good pass. I mean, good read, draw the defense, drop it down, good pass, good finish.
5 points for Darian Clark, the redshirt sophomore from Conyers, Georgia. Came out of Oak Hill Academy. Best high school program in the last 20 years. Rebound, Braxton Tucker, and a fresh clock.
There's no reason Portland State should get second chance opportunities against this SC team. If anything, it's effort.
It's a pretty good sized SC team that's out there right now. Rebound, Colin Spickerman for Portland State between 2 big guys for SC, pulled it down and got fouled.
People talk about Charles Barkley being a great rebounder because he was always in position. And again, Andy Enfield knows this. You are going to turn the ball over. You're okay with it so long as they're aggressive turnovers, trying to make something happen, trying to make a play for your teammates. They've just had a couple that you can't throw away. Outlet passes you can't throw away. You can't dribble it off your leg. Make them aggressive turnovers.
There's Bamba, who was lights out in the first half. Been a little quiet in the second half, but he steps back and hits another long-range jumper.
Well, it's hard for a big guy to go out and cover a ball screen because you can't go under the ball screen on a guy that can shoot the 3. As you see Bamba step out and get the steal.
And there's Bamba coming at you with 17, and now give him 19 points for the night. Oh, this guy's a player.
He really is, and defensively doing it, offensively doing it. As I said, playing the 4 position, it gives him opportunities offensively to attack a guy who just can't keep up with his foot.
Timmy Bamba.
His foot? Again, early season, his feet.
His feet. 6'6" for Bamba from France.
I swear I got my degree.
You know, coming in, the book on Bamba said extremely athletic and an excellent rebounder and shooter. Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah, but for us, we read these things and we go, yeah, everybody is.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
They all are, yep, everybody is. And sure enough, he is.
There he is at the top.
As advertised.
He just wants everybody to clear out. He said, give me the rock and let me go. From way outside is Winston. It took a long time to get in their offense, and they paid for it. 10 minutes to play. And Portland State has regained the lead, and now Portland State is getting their swagger back. Kick to the corner. Bryce White had it knocked away. Looked like Malik Martin got a good piece of it for SC. And Portland State is the one that's running right now, and SC is chasing.
And it starts with Bamba. Again, the ball screen, you cannot go under a ball screen. I don't care, if you are a big guy not used to covering the perimeter, you can't go under the ball screen. And then Bamba, he got that steal, led the break, finished. He really is a player. I'm glad he came over and said, hey, you know how to pronounce my name?
Bamba's 8 for 11. He's 3 for 3 from outside the arc. No, he was cool about it. 5 rebounds, 19 points.
He actually came over and asked who the speaker was.
Yes.
And I was looking around. I didn't know who. I was like, oh, me. That's right.
Yeah, that's what they call it in Europe. When I did the Olympics in 2000 in Australia, they referred to us as the presenters. I like that. I'm hoping it catches on here.
Sounds so much better that way.
Yeah, it sure does.
What would I be? You're play-by-play. I'm color. What would I be over there?
I'll tell you off air.
Oh, boy.
54-48. SC needs a bucket.
And I like this SC lineup. You've got some scorers on the floor, got some good defensive players on the floor.
Stewart. That's a 3. Elijah Stewart. Stewart's got 5 points. It's back to a 1-possession game. Lots of time, over 9 minutes.
That's a scouting report basket. Portland State knows Caden Reinhardt want to score. They collapse on the scorer. He kicks out to open Stewart and knocks down the 3.
Winston, crossover, pull it up, and give it up late inside. He created everything and left it for Bryce White. Foul on Martin, that's 3 now on Malik.
And here it is, 2 guys running out of score, losing sight of a wide open shooter.
Bryce White's got 6 points. Substitution.
Talk about defensive position. I mean, this right here, you've got a big guy who is sitting 10 feet from the basket with the ball 2 passes away. See man, see ball. These are a lot of these fundamental things that Andy Enfield's going to be able to clean up. Which is going to make USC competitive throughout the course of this season. But right there, being out of position leads to the foul. Again, position fouls will kill you.
Jordan McLaughlin has come out of the game for SC. Just going to rest him up, I guess, before the run. He only has a point in the second half. A single point. Caden Reinhardt, the floater.
Caden Reinhardt's the kind of guy I wouldn't want to play one-on-one against. I mean, crafty scorer, can make shots, and once he gets rolling, he's tough to stop.
Drive and dish. Shooter was knocked down. No whistle. And Tyler Geving, the Portland State head coach, ran down court and yelled at the referee and pointed at his guy, says, how's my guy end up on his back? There's Reinhardt.
Yeah, I tell you, he's somebody we talked about when we went through rosters starting this game. Good to see him in the lineup. I saw him play at UNLV, and he was the kind of guy who, if he's struggling, he really struggled. But when he got going, he is such an asset. Stretches the floor, but also big body, can defend, rebounds well. Great to get him more involved.
Yeah, Reinhardt started 34 games as a freshman for the Runnin' Rebels in Vegas. They won 25 games, went to the NCAA tournament, and he averaged double figures. And he was a distributor there as well. They could use a little of that here. That's a bailout. SC did not have any rhythm offensively, and Portland State gets called for the grab. 7:53 to play. 56-53, Portland State. Was a great player back in the day, and his daughter played at Stanford and was an All-American. Of course, Andy Enfield at SC in his 2nd season.
Well, adding Andy Enfield to the mix, I mean, all 4 coaches have the opportunity to develop culture. That's what they're going to do. It's not just style of play, it's culture of the program. It's the mindset, the attitude, the type of player you're going to get, and the type of program you're going to run.
Johnny, you played 2 years at UCLA, spent some time in this town. Why is SC basketball such a hard sell?
UCLA basketball at times is a hard sell.
That's a good point.
Because there are high expectations in this town. I said it when I was at UCLA. If you're not Shaq or Mel Gibson, you're chopped liver in this town. Especially if you're just a guy who makes 1 shot a game. I mean, it's tough to make it in this town. I mean, SC football has really been on the map for years because they won championship. They turned out Heismans. And that's the expectation in this town.
Douglas from outside with the shot clock running down. Caden Reinhardt got the rebound. Here comes Reinhardt, front court, pulls up, short 17. Missed it. Throwing it back up. Gavrilovic.
I want to get back to that. So many people say, woe is me, the expectations are so high. Well, stop wallowing in your own self-pity.
Yep.
The expectations are high. That's why you come to places. I transferred from Penn State to UCLA because UCLA in the Pac-10 at the time was one of the best programs in the country. I didn't want to just play to get into the NCAA tournament. I wanted to play for a Final Four berth, a national championship opportunity. That's why you come to these schools. That's why Andy Enfield's here, because he expects to go to the Sweet 16.
And you got to like the hire by Pat Hayden, who says,
Absolutely.
I can get more out of this basketball program. And Enfield is an exciting young coach. He's a really bright guy, of course. Got his MBA at Maryland, but he went to Johns Hopkins, and he was a great player. Enfield scored over 2,000 points as a player at Johns Hopkins, and you know what he was really good at? Shooting free throws.
Yep.
NCAA record 93%. He was an All-American. He's in their Hall of Fame.
He's a bit of a shot doctor in the NBA as well. Has great NBA experience. And you look at his experience and what he's been involved in, he's going to really be able to take these young players, mold them in, to NBA prospects.
Assistant coach with both the Celtics and the Bucks. Oh, meet you at the rim. No foul, let him play, I like it. Maybe SC needed a good defensive play to spark him. Elijah Stewart pulls up and misses. Gavrilovic had his hands on it, but lost it. Here comes Portland State. Deshaun Wiggins.
This is team defense. You said meet you at the rim. I'm going to bring my boys. Team defense.
Yeah, there were two of them there.
If I was involved in that, I would have thrown my hand up to try to get credit for the block.
Darian Clark
if you can believe
and Elijah
it,
Stewart.
Yeah, I didn't get too many blocks in my day.
At the rim, yeah. SC has cut it back to a one-possession game.
If I did, I'd be wagging my finger all over the place, Dikembe Mutombo style.
You and I have been talking about it since midway through the first half. It's not the offense. The offense is fine for SC, and didn't Andy Enfield say that before the game? Our offense is going to be all right. We need to play defense. We need to see that energy at the tough end of the building.
Well, in that last defensive play, I got so caught up in the emotion and thinking about myself blocking a shot. But truth is, there are two defensive players that rotated over into position as the guys attacking the basket. So that's a good thing to point out. Two guys in position, ready to take on a guy who wants to throw one down.
Yeah, guys who went straight up and did not foul.
Yep.
46-41, Portland State had only scored 9 points over the last 9 minutes. McLaughlin, tough pass inside. Jovanovic, step back, 15-footer. So here come the Trojans now, 46-43. And in the second half, Portland State is only 2 for 15 from the field. So the defense is better. Cutting to the basket, Deshaun Wiggins, he's fouled.
You look at what the Trojans do well, obviously transition, but what they're starting to do well is take advantage of half-court opportunities. Here you see the ball screen roll, and then Jovanovic just being patient enough, waiting to see where the double team's going to come from. He takes a retreat dribble, both defenders fall into the paint, hits a wide-open shot. That's just textbook basketball.
Foul for SC was on Malik Marquetti, and that's his third. So not all the freshmen are having great nights tonight, but you're going to expect that. There's going to be the growing pains. Again, if you joined us late, this is the youngest team in the Pac-12, USC. 11 players are either freshmen or sophomores. They have 3 juniors, and they are sans seniors. No seniors on this team for SC. The no look from Jacobs inside for Darian Clark. Look, I'm starting to like the flashing I'm seeing here from Darian Clark. He was part of that block, but he's also cutting to the basket, and he's going up strong.
Well, that's a great move. Getting yourself in position to score. He went short corner, cuts to the basket to find the open spot. That's a good pass, too.
Yep. No look. Jacobs looking everybody off and kind of threw it off speed inside.
Now, going back to the defense, though, if you watch what USC's doing, obviously they're picking up the tempo defensively, a little more pressure, and then help side, they've been much better. The problem is with young players, when you say pick up the pressure, pick up the tempo, they tend to foul. And that's where you have to be careful. That's where you have to learn how to play defense without fouling, which means position defense.
Jovanovic spun around. Colin Spickerman thought he had a stuff block. They get him with the body. And Jovanovic steps to the stripe.
He looks like he's maybe 14. if you put his head on like a 5'2" kid, he'd look normal.
Sophomore from Belgrade, Serbia, and he shot 76% from the line. You know, one thing about the European game, all the bigs can shoot free throws.
That's true. They can shoot threes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true.
I played over there, 7-footers playing the three, just bombs away. It's valued there, and the truth is they don't have the athletes that we have in the American game, so they play the game by spacing the floor.
Yeah, 5-on-5.
It's just a matter of taking what they can get.
In the summer, Nikola Jovanovic for SC played with the Pac-12 All-Stars. They went to China, won all 3 of their games, and he led the team in scoring. So that's got to pay off for SC this year, that kind of experience. Back within 1. SC has not led since the 16:54 mark of the first half, when it was 8-7. It's an arm bar. Somebody got it up.
I mean,
they're going to call that arm bar this year. If you're leaning on a guy with that forearm, they're going to blow the whistle.
it's the right call. I love it. It's tough to get used to because you're trying to play tough physical defense as they give up just an easy look at the basket.
How do you not cover Bamba? They're lucky.
It was too easy for him.
SC goes in front with anything. Jovanovic, count it. No, they're going to wave it off. Offensive foul.
It's a tough call. I'll tell you, when there is body bumping down low, you do have to let go with a little bit of contact. Good job rebounding and running the floor, getting yourself into position.
Oh, the second one, yeah, he dropped that shoulder.
You know, it is, they call it men's basketball, right? It's not boys basketball anymore. A little bit of contact's okay. High five it, on to the next one.
Well, it looked like Jovanovic was just given what he had just got. He got bumped, so he bumped back.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, he did initiate contact.
Yep.
And the officials know it.
Well, you can't clear a guy out like that, and that's what happened. The result was an easy layup, so they had to blow the whistle.
That's almost like responding with a push. Well, ultimately, the guy that responds is going to get called.
12 minutes to play in the game. Portland State clinging to a 1-point lead. Big rebound. Chaz Byron. First time we've called Chaz's name tonight. He's in. He's at the top for SC. Kick to Jacobs. Now they drop it down to Darian Clark looking for a cutter. Spins to the basket and scores. SC goes in front.
Probably the first time we've really heard this crowd get into the game. As this is going to lead to another breakout.
Here comes Brian. Oh, through his legs to Jacobs and then giving it up to Malik Martin. There you go. That's Dunk City, right?
But you still have to cheer. I mean, you still have to cheer if you're the Trojan faithful. You like to see it starts with a rebound, turns out to a push out, and it
fun tomorrow night.
Wait, what was that? The who?
Shot to clears.
Yeah, I know.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
That's a rooster who rules the barnyard with his cunning and wit. Relying on his brains.
Oh, man.
Taken away. Deshaun Wiggins, read and react, lay in. And now it's an 8-point game.
And that's actually, that's a good job scouting USC's offense. It is a drive off of a ball screen and throwback, and they did a great job of recognizing the play.
Offensive foul. Taking the charge is Braxton Tucker. And SC is at a loss right now at both ends. Giving up easy baskets. He's always available, and he took some heat for, during football season, but one of the great guys in collegiate sports, Pat Hayden. I mean, sitting right under that basket that you're looking at now.
Took some heat. He's as much a player's AD as any I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Not only did he play, but, brilliant man. Total intellectual
Rhodes
guy.
Scholar,
Rhodes
right?
Scholar. But I mean, players respect him. They know he played the game at a high level, and he always really pulls for his players.
Portland State misses. Jovanovic with the rebound. And here's what a great broadcaster he was. Notre Dame hired an SC quarterback to be their analyst. That's all you need to know about him. Caden Reinhardt lost the defender, steps up and splashes from 16.
It's textbook, and that's a big shot. Cuts the game to 1, and going into that timeout, you've got to look at this as a two-half game in some way. You got to get it down, at least get the lead, when you get to that 4-minute timeout and then put them away.
Portland State made 6 threes in the first half, only 2 in the second half. Baseline jumper, Braxton Tucker.
Well, that's drive and kick basketball, and to cut that off, you've got to keep offensive players out of the paint. If they get into the paint, it draws defense and leads to those open shots.
Jacobs wanted the roll to Jovanovic, was not there, well defended. Shot clock at 15, so they have plenty of time. On the motion offense, Jovanovic steps into the paint. There it is. You got to step, you got to go. Jovanovic over the back. No, they're going to get Portland State for the first push. Bryce White.
Talk about textbook basketball. Pump fake, get them up in the air, one dribble pull up. I mean, I love that. But then coming right back, Portland State, again, drive, kick. They're playing very good basketball, but to shut that down, you've got to keep guys in front defensively.
I think Portland State has recognized they're not hitting the 3 anymore, or maybe SC's defending it better, so now they're going to get inside.
Well, I mean, you were absolutely right. USC's doing a good job contesting the 3, which means extending their defense. When a defense extends, you attack the paint. And Portland State, again, very well-coached team. They know exactly what they're doing, and they understand that they have the advantage in terms of foot speed with some of these bigger players.
Gavrilovic left the free throw short. 2-point game, 6.5 to play. Crossover Winston. Lob it down to the block. That's Brandon Cataldo. First time we've seen him in the game today. Obviously great size at 6'10". Couldn't get it to finish. SC can go in front with the 3. McLaughlin's back on the floor. The lob to Jacobs wasn't there. Timing was off just behind him. Winston. Bryce White lost it, jumps in the air, and called timeout. Timeout Portland State, 5:50 to go. It is opening night. Tyler, Portland State's on a 10-0 run.
What are your hobbies? I'm like golf, I don't know, watching sports.
Well, usually it's sleeping. They throw that one in too.
Making friends, I like that.
It's the biggest lead of the game for Portland State. Caton Reinhardt, SC got to score quickly, and they do there. They slice it to 10, long way back from here.
You got to score, pressure, and force turnovers.
And now Portland State burns a timeout. In the last 6 minutes, here's your game reset. SC does have the arrow, but they have no momentum right now. This building has gone dead. One of the problems for SC is Jordan McLaughlin, their big star in the first half, the freshman. At 13 points, he has just 1 point in the second half so far. Bryce White back to the top. Portland State's going to take this clock under 3 minutes.
You know, it's good to see the extended defense, but I wouldn't stop pressuring. You can't let them just sit out here and be comfortable, take 25 seconds off the shot clock, and get what they want.
Giving it up late inside. Oh, that was pretty play. Bamba to Tucker for 2. 10-point lead. And that's a 12-3 run for Portland State since the 7:20 mark, so just under 5 minutes. Nobody for SC is scoring right now. 2.5 minutes to go, and Portland State's got to be feeling pretty good. Their biggest lead of the game, 10 points. They have the ball, and SC is ice cold. Douglas, drive and dish. Bamba gives it back to Tucker. Just worked a minute ago. They go back to back. The lead is a dozen, and Tucker has 11. Timeout SC.
It really is a tough matchup for SC, because you have a 4 and a 5 for Portland State who can both drive. Almost saw it there a play ago. Jacobs just missed the lob. That would have really brought the crowd to their feet.
Bryce White, the runner. Right out of the timeout, they score. 4-point difference.
Just too easy if you're SC. Giving up a wide open drive into the lane.
Everybody moving. Jacobs jumped into the defender, so no foul there, and he just gave it up.
Again, we talked about aggressive turnovers and bad turnovers, and they've just had 2 or 3 bad turnovers that really hurt you down the stretch.
That's 19 giveaways by SC. 8 in the first half, so 11 in the second half. Bryce White tried to go 2 times in a row. That'll be a foul over the back on Brandon Cataldo.
Well, you look right out of a timeout. And defensively, if you're USC, you want to be in position to have a good defensive possession. This is just too easy. I mean, you can't swipe at a ball and give them a wide open lane to the basket. If you don't have the sure steal at this point in the game, you can't take the chance. You have to sure up on the defensive end, have a good defensive possession, get the ball back, tie that game up. Right now, foul shots down the stretch going to be big for USC.
Last year, from the free throw line, SC shot 67%. Tonight, 56%.
And it's interesting to point out, young teams, it's actually good to learn how to come back in close games. And if you're a glass is half full kind of guy, which, you know, because I don't really have any skin in the game, I am. This is a great opportunity for USC to figure out how young guys respond in a tough situation. Home opener, down a couple points to a very good team.
SC was not good at coming from behind last year, but Portland State was. They were 10-6 in close games last year, and 7 times Portland State rallied from a halftime deficit to win the game. Going down hard is Gary Winston, and he's still down. And they're going to stop this game. Gary Winston holding his head. He went in the air and he turned backwards, so when he went down, he might have bumped his head. See him rubbing that temple, and he's a little woozy. Oh, this is the danger. If you're going to drive to the basket, you cannot turn in the air.
Yeah, this is one, I mean, I'm glad we don't have the sound turned on this.
Yep.
I mean, that's a head hitting the ground. That's bone on wood.
They're going to keep him out for a while. Under 5 minutes now. Bamba with the handoff to Wiggins. Wiggins left hand, oh! Up into the lights, and it found the bottom of the hole.
I mean, you bring a guy right into the game and he tacks the basket. Finishes with a little teardrop over the big fellas.
I didn't know that Portland State played at this kind of tempo. I mean, they're matching SC right now, that frenetic pace. McLaughlin misses from outside, chased down by Wiggins. So they have a 4-point lead and the ball with 4 minutes to play.
Well, they've done a great job of pushing it when they have it, pulling it out, and taking 35 seconds off the shot clock if they need to.
Braxton Tucker backs him in. Baby hook, gets it back. And now they can burn time and take it down to about 3:40.
There's still a lot of time in this game. It's only a 4-point game, but second chance opportunities will kill you if you're down.
Douglas asked for the high screen, but it was a bluff. Nobody was there. Oh, and he makes a circus shot. Tim Douglas falling away, goes off glass. 6-point lead. Caton Reinhardt quickly into the front court, and Andy Enfield says I need to call timeout because this one's starting to go sideways.
And young players will learn defensively how to use the other defensive player in the basket, all set up by Jordan McLaughlin. You take Jordan McLaughlin out of the game in the second half, and it's been tough sledding.
I do like that the freshmen for SC contribute in more than one category. You saw at the bottom of that page, McLaughlin and Malik Martin both had 6 assists and 6 rebounds. So, you know, they're not just one-dimensional players. They're going to need that.
That was my second comment right there. You're going to need every bit of that from these young guys. And as a coaching staff, you have to really establish a value for those intangible things, because it's hard for young players to come in and see anything other than points and rebounds. You know, we all gauge ourselves on, well, I'm a 20 and 10 guy. I'm not talking about myself, obviously, but you know, I'm a 20 and 10 guy. I get 5 assists and 20 points a game. Well, you have to be able to place value on the intangibles, because that's what's going to make a young team successful.
SC showed some flashes tonight, but ultimately the experience of Portland State rose to the top, and that's how it's going to finish. 76-68. SC is beaten on opening night at the Galen Center. For Tyler Geving and the Portland State Vikings.
Develop defensively, they're going to continue to develop offensively. They're going to get easier shots. More guys are going to get involved. And that's really what's going to make this team successful.
11 freshmen and sophomores for SC, 3 juniors, no seniors. Douglas weaving his way through the defense. Clock continues to melt away.
It's not just about experience. Again, we said earlier, throw experience out the window. These guys play with top-level talent since they're 12 years old, with AAU basketball being what it is. It's a matter of getting guys together, buying into a system, rebuilding culture here, and then growing from that.
McLaughlin knocked it away, then dove on it. Gets it to Caden Reinhardt. Jacobs is open, but Reinhardt goes 3. 7-point game, a buck-10. Full court pressure. SC looking for a turnover. Bryce White breaks it, goes to the basket. And Bryce White actually lost the handle before the collision.
Bryce White pulled one of those, I look like I'm going up for a dunk, but the leg just didn't work. But a big shot by Caden Reinhardt. Steal and a shot. Great steal on the perimeter from McLaughlin, turns into an open 3 for Caden Reinhardt. And a tough foul down there. He really did lose the ball. It's like his leg didn't work on the way up.
Fouls on Elijah Stewart, his 4th for SC. White makes the free throw. Portland State has been good from the line tonight. 14 of 19. Now that's how you win basketball games, right? You hit threes, you make free throws, and you play some defense. Reinhardt gonna try to pop for 3 again with a defender in his face. Had to force it. He got himself in tight quarters there, and here comes Bamba. And he shows a good head to pull up. Under a minute now. 9-point advantage. Portland State now with 4 players in double figures.
It says something. It really does. That says a lot about Portland State in terms of their game planning, their ability to stick to what they know they do well. Bamba really stepping his game up. I'm very impressed with Bamba. Guy who can step out. He hit threes in the earlier parts of this game, and then driving to the basket, not only to make things happen for himself, but to create for teammates. That's why you see 4 guys in double figures.
40 seconds to play at the Galen Center on opening night. Jacobs to the basket, but lost it. Off his own leg and out. Another turnover for SC, that's 23.
This is a learning experience for a young USC team. You can't get too frustrated, especially this fan base. You've got to stick with this young team. You've got a ton of talent here and a lot to be excited for. But you've got to stick with them. You got to support a young team. You have to understand you're going to go through some growing pains. Andy Enfield knows it, and it's frustrating for sure. But you see a lot of talent on this floor, and I can still have high expectations for this team.
Jordan McLaughlin called for the foul with 18 seconds. It's his first foul of the game. You know, I asked it early and we kind of made fun of it, but do you think fitness played a role in this game tonight? It looked like SC was a step slower in the second half. Certainly in the last 10 minutes, Portland State just ran past them.
You know, and if it's fitness, it's not about, oh, I'm tired, I physically can't run anymore. It's I'm tired and don't know how to play mentally when I'm tired. That's the toughest part with young players, is they've never really been tested. And they play against great talent, but never have to play 40 minutes of defense and offense on a bigger court. This is a bigger court than
32 minutes in high school,
32 minutes and you don't play I never played defense in high school. You get to college, all of a sudden, it's a different game. So it's not just fitness, it's the mental fitness as well. You really have to be dialed in. And in some way, I'm not sure if they were prepared for how good and how tough of a task they had at hand.
Jordan McLaughlin hits the 3, his only field goal of the second half, but it does bring him to 17 points. He'll be SC's leading scorer tonight. And those guys will learn right along with their head coach, Andy Enfield, and Tony Bland, who's a great high school player here at Westchester High School and now an assistant coach. And they're looking at the numbers, and they're all nodding.
I think they know.
Absolutely.
I think you go back and you say, all right, guys, we're going to knock off 10 bad turnovers. And we're going to sit here and go, we can live with 10 turnovers a game so long as there are turnovers that we're going to see, you know, trying to throw the ball ahead to an open man, trying to throw that lob, getting the crowd into the game. That's all fine. But we have